Hello my dear students. Today we are going to learn the most important as well as a very interesting topic of English grammar, that is figure of speech. But before we start, you all need to know the difference between figurative language and literal language. I have given one example here. John is sitting on the fence. Here the literal meaning of the sentence is John is actually sitting on the fence, and the figurative meaning is John is confused or John is undecided. He couldn't decide the side. He is confused about choosing whether to go for this side or that side. Then you have to say John is sitting on the fence. There is no actual fence. This is a figurative meaning of sentence. Now what is figure of speech? The use of figurative language is figure of speech. Figure of speech is a phrase or a word having different meaning than its literal meaning. Okay? Now many of you love to dress up, to make up, to wear jewelry. You enjoy getting ready or look beautiful, right? Whenever you are going for the party, or even when you go to school, you prepare yourself, you dress up yourself, you look beautiful, and then you come to school, right? Why do you like to dress up? Why do you like to look beautiful, right? Because that gives addition to your beauty. It makes you makeup, your jewelry, your dresses make you more beautiful, right? That is exactly figures of speech do with poems and prose. The poets and authors beautify their writing by using figure of speech. Figure of speech adorn the language. It conveys meaning by identifying or comparing one thing to another. Figure of speech also provides clarity to the expression. For example, I have written two sentences. Consider the following two sentences. He ran fast. He ran like a wind. In the first sentence, the word fast does not help us to guess how fast it is. Right? I cannot understand the exact speed of the person. But the second sentence does. It tells us we understand that the person's speed is like a wind. So, the figure of speech do provide clarity to our expression. Now in English there are hundreds of figure of speech, and in this video we are just going to learn 4 types. We are going to cover many of them in the next videos, but in this video we will be discussing only 4 types of figure of speech: simile, metaphor, personification and euphemism. Now we will start with simile first. Simile is a figure of speech that uses comparison between two different objects which have one thing in common. It is very often used in day-to-day life, and the key words are like, as, and as. Adjective will be there in between as and as, or so. For example, Jerry's mind wandered during class, like a balloon floating up in the air. Now Jerry's mind is like a balloon. So Jerry's mind is compared with a balloon by his wandering ability, right? That's why it is simile. The comparison between two things by using the word like is always a simile. While he daydreamed about eating lunch, his stomach growled loud like a bear. His stomach is compared with a bear with the ability of growling. His classmates laughed like hyenas. Classmates are compared with hyenas with their quality for the quality of laughing. So here the two objects or two people or the two things are compared by using the word like. That's why it is simile. Very simple. Next is metaphor. Metaphor is also a comparison between two different objects in order to show or suggest that they are similar. So one object is similar to object 2. The quality on which the objects are compared is not stated in the metaphor. What we have seen in the simile? Do you remember? We have seen that the qualities are stated clearly. That means one person is compared with the other thing, or one object is compared with the other object for the clearly mentioned quality. The quality of laughing, the quality of wandering, the quality of growling is clearly mentioned in the simile. But here in the metaphor, the quality for which the comparison is made is not mentioned. And the second hint is there is no use of like, as and so. So these words are not used for comparison in metaphor. For example, our soldiers are lion. Soldiers are similar to lion. But for what quality? It is not stated, right? Life is a dream. Life is similar to dream. For what thing? It is not stated, right? So that is metaphor. A very simple difference is in simile the comparison is done by using words like, as or so. In metaphor these words are not used. Remember this, okay? Now the next one is euphemism. Euphemism is very interesting figure of speech, children. Sometimes saying something directly to someone would affect the person's psychologically, mentally or emotionally. So we use euphemism to reduce its intensity. Euphemism is polite expression used in place of unpleasant or hurtful words or phrases. We use it to reduce the intensity of harsh realities. For example, two examples I have given. It will be clear to you by reading these examples. Understand this. Whenever you say, my uncle is dead, it can affect the person psychologically or emotionally also. Instead of saying like that, we always have to say, my uncle is passed away, because it is more polite than the first one, right? It is not as harsh as the first one. So the polite language is euphemism. Another example I have given is mentally challenged. So instead of saying mentally retarded, we always used to say mentally challenged. It is not as harsh as mentally retarded. So euphemism is a polite expression used in place of unpleasant or hurtful words or phrases. Okay, clear? Next, and very easy, we often use personification. We often read personification in poems of William Wordsworth. It is very famous in his poem Daffodil. If you have read it in 8th standard, go and read it again. You will find many examples of personification there. Personification is a figure of speech in which the human qualities are given to object or idea, anything which is not living or alive, inanimate thing. For that, when we give any human quality, that is personification. For example, lightning danced across the sky. Dancing is the quality of human being, but here the writer has given it to lightning, which is inanimate, which is not alive. That is why it is personification. My house is a friend who protects me. Protection is quality of human being. We protect. The people who are alive, human beings protect. But this quality is given to house, which is an object, which is not alive, not a living thing, non-living thing. That's why it is personification. Okay, I hope you all have understood all these 4 figures of speech. I will come back with many more. Till then, stay safe.